I hope my screen is visible. So you have to ask all these questions to your client, like what is the time and if what is the duration, like 24/7 or what. And for each and every actually you have to ask him like what is the start condition. He will provide that clearly, like when state is true, when priority is one. He will provide. He will explain that, like what is the pause condition, what is the stop condition. Everything client will give. Nothing like no efforts we have to put here. Okay, just give the conditions whatever he gives. Okay, and just go through this retrospective start and retro active pause also, because this is a compulsory question in interview. Okay, so 100% question, so please go through this. And what is the thing I am left? Yeah. We will see this schedule. Why it is not showing here? Okay, no problem. Then let me check why we don't have that one here. Schedules. We should have this option somewhere. Okay, leave it. We will see here. Schedule. Matrix load. This one. So I hope my screen is visible to everyone. So let me open this. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, but it's not clear.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know it is not clear. So actually that schedule will be like this: 8 to 5 weekdays excluding holidays. So this should be the schedule, but let's see how we can do that. Okay, 1 minute. Within schedule I have time zone schedule. Where is the schedule option? Let me go from here. So we have SLA definition, sources. SLA undergoes contract, not this one. Okay, let me see. What was the table name? Contract underscore SLA. Contract underscore SLA dot list. These are all SLA definitions. Okay. I have to check this. Actually, it will be visible on form itself, but it is not visible this time. Schedule source. Within the schedule, I have to set the time on floating here. Okay, then 1 minute again. Okay, I have to open this. Okay, I will check that SLA schedule table. Like we will have a separate table from where we can schedule those, like 24/7, 8/5. Mostly it should be schedule source table, but it is not visible. I will check and I will let you know. Don't have any field here. Okay, fine. Let me, yeah, maybe this one. Okay, so yeah, I will check that and I will let you know, like how we can schedule that, like 24/7, how we can exclude that weekends, all those things. Okay. So for now, let's create an SLA definition. Like for now, I will disable priority one default SLS, and I will try to create something by myself. Okay. So here, this one. So I'm creating new new SLA. So, Gautam P1 Gautam P1 response, and I will give only 5 minutes. Okay. 5 minutes. So response here, incident we can keep, and here I am giving that as only 5 minutes. Okay. Schedule, yeah, here it is showing proper schedule. Okay, actually this is the table cmn underscore schedule, from where we can select this 24/7 or 8 by 5 weekdays, like 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. excluding holidays, then 8 to 5 weekdays, all those things. So here I am selecting 24/7, so it will run 24/7 day and night. And time zone, which time zone, so you can even give any time zone you want. And okay, so nothing to do here. Then start condition, I will just give simple one, like when priority is 1 and state is new. I'm giving that, and I'm giving this retrospective on created. Okay. Then I'm not giving any pause condition, and stop condition I am giving when state is not new, again similar to that. So my SLA will get start when priority is 1 and state is new, and it will get stopped when a state is not new, and it is of only 5 minutes. Okay, so I am saving it, and my SLA definition name is Gautam P1 response 5 minutes. So save. Okay, sorry, we have to a default flow they have, so nothing to do.
Yes sir, yes sir.
Incident. So I'm creating a ticket, able tutor, priority 1, sorry, this one. I know priority is 1, so something here, and save. Okay, so scroll to bottom, and here is my SLA, Gautam P1 response SLA. Yeah, type SLA and response, it is an in progress, and you can see we have given only 5 minutes, right? So already 1-2 seconds are expired, so we are left with only 4 minutes, and here is 0.48 seconds percentage has already been elapsed, and this is the start time, no stop time, and it is not breached yet. Okay, so clear how we can create an SLA. Okay. Okay, so coming to SLA interview questions, and yeah, one more thing I have before that. So there are two topics in service now. One is workflow, and that was old version, old, and in new versions they are using concept called as flow designer. So we will see just a default, like when SLA is moving, like when SLA is in start state, so something is happening. When SLA is in pause state, something is happening, and when in stop state, something is happening, right? So how is that done? So that is because of this flow. Okay, and actually this flow designer is the new concept, so I will show you what is workflow for now, default workflow for SLA, and why is that attached, we will see. Okay, so are we clear with all the fields we have on a form, like type, target, table, this schedule I will show in detail, start condition, pause, stop, Are we clear?
Yes, Gautam.
Okay.
Gautam, just one doubt.
Uh-huh.
Like in the incident, there will be one column, right? SLA due in the incident form.
Incident form. Okay. Let
Yeah.
me incident. Which one?
No, actually here it's not there. Actually in my project which I am using, right, the ServiceNow
Uh-huh.
tool.
Uh-huh.
So there will be SLA due on the top. If you scroll up,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
just scroll up.
Mm-hmm.
See below state there will be SLA due,
Mm-hmm.
and that SLA due date and time will be vary based on this priority,
Correct.
like date and time. So
Correct.
how we can achieve that, like that SLA due column, like property.
Actually, it is not related to SLA. Actually, like I have same field in my project also in my real time, which in company where I'm working. Actually, it is like overdue. Like that is the last date, due date until which we have to complete our work. Okay. So, for example, you have a priority one ticket and particular of this group. So there will be some background script they will run before inserting this ticket, and if this is of priority one and if this is the assignment group, then this is the due date. So that is the concept. Actually they call it, they are like your field name is SLA due date, but normally think it is a due date of your ticket. When this it is a priority one and some group, then this is the due date. When it is priority two and this is of assignment group is this, then the due date will be different. So in that way they will set that due date. Okay, so clear?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
Gautam. Clear.
yeah,
So
so that,
they will use script for this, right? So
yes
they
they
will use
will.
script for that.
Correct. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, we have seen business rule, all those things, right? So similarly they will have some, like they will create some templates. I have in my real time project, but I can't show that. So that is the thing. So that is also like SLA only. Like we will give conditions like priority one, assignment group this, and some skills this. Then due date should be of 5 days, and sometimes the due date should be of 3 days. So based on that matching condition, that due date will reflect. Okay. So based on that due date, we will give our SLA. And how we can give that? So here you have the duration type, right? Sorry, not this one. Yeah, incident field. Okay, so incident field, here you will have that SLA due date which you are telling. So if you select that SLA due date, this will run based on that time, on that.
Okay.
Okay, so that due date will be your SLA time. Like instead of giving this 5, 4 days, 3 days, all that, it will be based on your due date. Okay. So you can
Okay.
say dynamic SLA, dynamic timing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is about it. And this flow, I will show you workflow. And actually this default flow, default that workflow which I am telling, those are out of box. Even we can create our workflow by ourselves, and we can even attach anything. But for now, we will just see that default flow. I am giving SLA. Yeah, that is here. We will see this concept in detail in after few classes, but for just now I want to explain, well, like why we are attaching workflow to our SLAs. What is the purpose? Okay, just for that. So here, like when our SLA will get start, so this is that phase. And when SLA will reach 50%, okay, like we have that business elapse percentage, right? So when it reach that 50%, then what it should do? So we have it will create an incident and it will notify assignee, like to whomever that ticket is assigned, it will throw an email to him that 50% of SLA is already breached. Okay. So I'm just giving overview. We will see detail in that workflow class, nothing for now. And this is when it reach 55%, 50%. And after that, after next 25% means when it reach 75%, and if that incident is not resolved, okay, that SLA is not resolved, then again it will throw an email to that assignee person, like SLA has breached 75%. Okay, so just to notify that person. And again, like when SLA got breached, like you are not resolved that, and it got breached. Okay, so here also it will show, and it will throw an email to assignee, like to whom that ticket is assigned. That is one event, and here is one more event, that is he is throwing one more email to assign his manager, like it is throwing an email to your manager that this SLA got breached and still incident is not resolved. Okay, so in that, this is the workflow for that purpose. Like whenever it reach any percentage, we want to throw emails, right, just to notify. So we do all those things using workflow. So overview is good. Are we good with overview? Let's not go in detail for now. Just understand, like whenever percentage is reached, we will just notify them. That's all for now. So clear with this basic understanding?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We will, in tomorrow's class, we will create one SLA by ourselves, and we will try to create one more workflow by ourselves only. And then we will see like how we can drop emails, like how we will notify them. We will see that in tomorrow's class. Okay. And before completing that, let me explore that schedule which I missed. Sorry, there was that SLA definition. And before going to that, this is like which I have shown is default default workflow, right? So it was showing on 50%, 75%, and after breach. If you write workflow by yourself, you can show even on 25%, 50%, 75%, 90%, 100%, as many times you want. You can configure any that workflow by yourself, and you can notify as whatever percentage you want. Okay. So coming to my SLA definition again, and this is our schedule. I am opening this record. It is of CMN underscore schedule. So okay. So before going to the table and exploring each and everything, you can see this is a schedule for 24/7. It means that it will run 24/7 and irrespective of any time zone. Okay. And nothing to worry about all these fields, nothing to do with this. And on the bottom, you can see schedule entries, child schedule, referenced by. So this is like you can see schedule entries repeat every day, repeat every, like it means like a repeat every day or every weekend, all those things. Like we will even explore that. Let me open. So here that is. So this is our schedule. On top we have created schedule, just we have given name but nothing. But on the bottom schedule entries, we will set this one, like when it will run from this date to this date and all the days, and it will repeat daily, weekly, only from Monday to Friday, or only Saturday, Sunday. All these things we have here. And repeat how many times a day, like a daily, like it is daily, right? So daily one time, and repeat until, like we have not given end day, so it will go on repeating. Okay. So clear with 24/7. Now we will open next one. Let me open one more. sorry. We will open that excluding weekends and including weekends, so you people can understand like what is the difference. This, yeah, it is here, excluding holidays. And do we have anything including holidays? We don't have anything with that name, so I will just open this 8x5. Yeah, we have this one. So one thing is we have 8x5 weekdays, okay, and one more thing, we have 8x5, sorry, 8x5 excluding holidays. So we will see like what is the difference between both. So it will run 8x5 from Monday to Friday, and we will see that here. This is our schedule entries. So you can see Monday to Friday 8 to 5, okay, and this is the time like 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. okay, clear? We are giving this time, and repeat every Monday to Friday. So it will repeat only Monday to Friday, and weekly on weekdays, okay. And you can see no repeat until, like we have not given any end date. So this, if we select this schedule, that it will run Monday to Friday 8 to 5 p.m. If that is holiday or anything, doesn't matter, it will run, okay. So one more thing, we have excluding holidays. So what is the difference there? So this is just name which we have given, and on the bottom you can like this will be same like that weekdays, like you can see 8 to 5 and Monday to Friday, every Monday to Friday. So you might ask me like what is the difference? Both schedule entries are same, like excluding holidays is same, and just 8 to 5 weekdays is same. Then what is the difference? The difference is this child schedule. So inside child schedule you can see US holidays and type include, and in that we will have all sorry, let me open this. Where was that? So here it is. Sorry, yeah. So child schedule, like we have created a child schedule with name US holidays, and we will open this in few minutes, and you can see this is our schedule, and this is include or exclude. Include means, like you might ask me like we have exclude in our definition, but why we are giving include here? So it is in reverse order. It means that if we have holidays, then exclude that. To exclude that, we have to give include. And if you have any holidays and you don't want and you want to include that, then you have to give type as exclude. That is the reverse order. And here we want to exclude, right? So let's open this schedule here. So this is our schedule, and on the bottom you can see there are 12 entries, okay. So that is US holidays, Christmas, that is on 25th of December, and it comes on every year, right? So every year start date and end date, and repeat every one. And same Christmas evening. So these are all the holidays of US, and these are the dates of that, and these are also the start time and end time of that. So if you want to exclude this, then we have to give type as include. If you want to include this with your SLA, then you have to give type as in exclude. So clear or confusing?
Clear, God.
Okay. So there will be a requirement also. So when you are developing this, you have to ask your client what is the schedule time, like weekdays or weekends. If he said excluding holidays, you have to get all the list. Like if US holidays, that is fine. It will be present here out of box. No need to do anything. But if there is any some other holidays which are missing here, then you can ask your client and you can create by new. and you can attach that to your schedule. Okay, clear? Okay, so same thing for SLA, like as we have developed SLA, same for OLA also. Just I will open one existing OLA. You can see remaining everything is same, just type is OLA and nothing is different. But OLA means agreement between two groups. Okay, so you can see type is OLA here, and it will start when assignment group is network. Like this is based on group, because we are telling about it will be a agreement between two teams in same organization. So it is between networking team, and there is some pause condition, and assignment group is not networking. Okay, so this is the OLA based on for this group. Okay, so if there is any ticket assigned to any particular groups like hardware or something, then OLA will get started, and you have to create OLA for that. So I hope it is clear. What is SLA? Are we clear? Are we clear with what is OLA? And are we clear with what is UC? UC also, I will check if we have any example. UC, I don't expect out of box. Yeah, we don't have anything out of box. But same thing, like just you have to put UC here, underpinning control, and just you have to change your condition, like any third party, like when assignment group is any third party user, vendor, something, then when assignment group is that, then it should be underpinning type of SLA. So clear? Okay, so before that, one more last thing I will show. So reports, some basic reports if we have. Yeah, so I was telling about this report. I'm just showing, but we will work on this reporting part almost at the end. So you can see he's checking if incident has breached, this is the condition, and he's checking that on incident table. So when it is active, and when it is has breached is true. So he want the result, like how many got breached. So here is the total, like 9 tickets got breached. When I click on that, it will redirect to that records. So you can see all these cross 100%. And these are the type of reports which our management asked. They want to see how many got breached and how many got completed within time. So clear with all these fields like business left time, business elapsed time, business elapsed percentage, then has breached, true or false. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask me in tomorrow's class. Tomorrow's class, first half an hour, we will develop just a default SLA, like we will create we will modify our workflow and we will try to attach that. Okay, and if you have any questions, you can ask me in tomorrow's class. Okay, then that's all for today. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.